Hello again. My name is Jakujerb or Yakujerb. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different. A team of players has kind of invited me to coach for their tanks. Well, sort of invited. I asked if I could. Um, having a look at this team. So I've already looked over this VOD. A few things. First of all, this is the first time I'm coaching not ladder, so it's a bit different. And also, these players are higher ranked than me, so I will make it clear when I don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. And also, I really do want to hear back from the team, like, why were you doing what you're doing? Because I've already watched over this VOD and I've got a lot of questions. I think, yeah, let's get into it. Why not? So first things first. Let's have a look at your composition. I always look at composition first things first, because not only does it affect it affects the strategy, the entire strategy, how you should be playing. Um, Damn. Before we get into this again, I want to say, like, I will be focusing on the main tank player, the Orisa, but I will also. I'm in two minds if I should talk about the whole team or just the Orisa. I told them I'll just focus on the tanks, but so from the tank's perspective, it is still important to analyze what your team is running. So that's why I'm analyzing what your team is running. Anyway, so we've got Orisa Sigma, classic double shield. Then we've got Brigitte, Bap, and Ash Doom. So I've got a few questions here. First up, Brigitte. Why Brigitte? Uh, you're working with a double shield comp. The goal of a double shield comp, to my understanding, is to keep the enemy as far away as possible. To beat them down with range damage. That's why you've got Orisa and Sigma. Um, they don't want to be close. Meanwhile, Brig wants to be close. Now, yeah, Brig can be run for counter dive, but I mean, this is not an easy comp to dive anyway. With no one else here really is very diveable. I guess Ash or Bap. Okay, well, Bap isn't on this map especially. Like, Bap can stay safe up here, and also, like, I'm not too sure about the Bap. Actually, Bap does make sense in a double shield comp. It's just the Brig I'm questioning. Like, I think a Zen or yeah, Zen would have probably been much better, or a Mercy for Rez. I'm just not too sure about the Brig, honestly. Second question. You guys are sitting down up on the low ground.
Three, two,
Let's see where you place your shield. Or rather, when you place your shield. Okay. I'll get back to that in a second, because there's another piece of advice. But first things first, the positioning. You're setting up on the low ground. Why? Traditionally, like, every time when bunker comps were briefly meta in the Overwatch League, they would set up here for the obvious reason. If a Rein comp, which you are facing, tries to push into you, it's a lot easier for them to push into you here than to push into you up here. Um, the disadvantage of setting up here is that if you're going up against the Rhine comp, they can come to the point and basically force you to drop down. That's basically the counter to the high ground. But in any case, I do believe that the high ground is just a much better option. And as we will see later, like, it is easy or relatively easy for them to push you here. So if you were to set up on the high ground, that would mean, like, getting a lot more poke on them. If they make it to the point they're not on you, and you just have to assign someone to basically put their toe on the point just to stop them from capping for free, while the rest of you basically spam them down. While they're there, like, they can't touch you on the high ground. So that's just my question. Why not set up on the high ground? It's just so much better. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you, to ask you, playing Orisa, you put down your first shield as the doors opened. which is also again questionable. It's just inefficient, really. I'll quickly show you why. So playing Orisa, you can basically have 2 shields up at once. Sort of. Let's say you come here. Okay, let's say the enemies are coming from this direction. You want to block off this choke. You put up your shield. You've got about 10 seconds left on the clock. Your shield is regenning, as we can see now. You wait for the doors to open. Right about now, the doors open. So they come in and you expect them to start breaking down your shield right about now. What do? Just chuck one up. Fresh new shield. And one of the reasons you shoot it up in the air is the cooldown starts when you shoot the shield. So if you see I shoot it now, boop, and by the time it's deployed, you've already saved 4 seconds off the cooldown. So that's another thing. Why not do that when the doors open? It's just more efficient. Because the shield, you know, it only lasts so long. So doing this, you basically get like the shield's up for longer. You get another shield sooner. Why not? Is my only question. Anyway, let's get back to the VOD. Sorry, I don't know how like in detail you guys want me to go with this. I believe it's this one, yeah.
Now entering. Ready for battle.
Cool. But anyway, you set up on the low ground, so let's just make the best of that.
Attackers incoming. Defend of I recommend moving behind the barrier.
Yeah, so you just want to be spamming them as you're doing, keeping them at bay. Yeah. You don't halt the Rein because, well, he was bubbled. I would have halted sooner personally. Oh, you actually did. Wow. Or was that... Did you halt him? Was that a halt? That didn't look like a halt. Anyway, your Doom is doing so much to keep the Rein away from you. Actually, I think it is Doom who's keeping Rein away. So yeah, that's really nice from your Doom, but is essentially making up for you guys being on the low ground. Otherwise, Rein would have just been on you already. Doom was meta in double shield comp originally, but not to deal with the front line, but to go for picks on the back line. The reason being, in a double shield meta, you know, you're just spamming at shields, and at the time shields were a lot stronger, so it was better to get characters who could go around the shield than to try to break the shield. So for example, your setup here, Doom could go in, get a pick, uppercut, and punch out. That's the idea behind the Doom. Not to go for the tanks, but to go for the backline behind the shields. Now, of course, they don't have double shields. I mean, punching the Rein, that's really the best he can do in this situation. Otherwise, the Rein would have killed you already. But in any case, like, yeah, I'm gonna stop telling you to be on the high ground. Even though, like, I really think you guys should. You did manage to push them back with the help of Doom. Still, it got a bit spicier than it should have been. At this point, you've got some Metro on the flank. I think Brick deals with that. Yeah, someone should have already called that out by now, but yeah. Also, why wasn't Ash briefly behind the shield? Never mind. Okay, someone did call it and you looked, which is fine. I appreciate that. I like the shield position right next to the wall. Reason being, you're not exposing, like if you just block the shield here, for example, you're exposing a lot more of it. And also over here, if it breaks, you can fall back to the corner, so that's good. I like it. Just spamming. Not much to say here, you're like just spamming. Again, like, this would have been another good opportunity to throw the shield into the air. because the old shield wasn't even broken yet. So, you know, little bit of an efficiency type thing there. So you guys can see they're up here. They teleported that way. And I think, like I said, I already watched this fight. At about this point, you guys call for a retreat. Now, you did tell me to coach both tanks, but you three, well, you four seem to be on the same page for the retreat. Sigma is not. He's out of position. So actually, let's go back a few seconds and watch it from his perspective. Yeah, keeping them away, that's good. Is there someone up there? No. I get it. So someone probably, like, I want to know what happened in your comms, because, like I said, someone probably should have commed that they were in this room, and then Brig dealt with it, and now I'm assuming Sigma misunderstood and thought they were up here. That's my guess. But in any case, yeah, it looks like that communication mistake really threw Sigma off, because by the time he stops shooting up here, he's already on the floor. So that does seem like a comm issue right there. Sigma was just shooting up here for no reason. I assume it's because someone called that someone was in this room and Sigma misunderstood it as being up here. That's my assumption. I hope it's correct. Any case, Sigma's down. Sigma's dead, and well, right now, Orisa, why are you still spamming the Rein shield when you've got other targets? You could be killing the yeah, in fact, let's go back a few seconds. Like, my general rule for shields is like, if you can only shoot the shield, shoot the shield. If you can shoot something other than the shield, don't shoot the shield. So right here, I mean, I get it, you're focusing Rein, but even right here, there are much juicier targets to the right. Like, Zarya's one. You could probably kill her with a couple of well-aimed headshots. Like, she's really low. Yeah, you could have probably killed Zarya right there. Like, you're really tunnel vision on the Rein right now, and I get it. You want Rein dead. It's just like, I mean, Rein's a tough target to kill, and like there are better. Like, there's a window you could be shooting through right now. Like, you could be doing double damage on the sim. Again, this is a bit more to the team than to you specifically. I don't know who was calling out what, but Sim is such a priority target. You should be thinking of Sim almost like you think about Bastion. She needs to die ASAP before she can get her beam charged up. It is so important. So that's a thing. Target priority. And you're dead. I'm gonna watch the fight from this perspective. Ooh, Doom shouldn't have gone in there. Like, best case scenario, he's stalling the point. Like, getting a kill here really doesn't mean much. Like, you're not gonna recontest. Or you're unlikely to anyway. So I don't really like what Doom did there. In any case, the point is lost. So now again,
Stop the payload.
let's see, Bab's on his way. I think everyone else is back. Orisa's here. Do you have all four? 1, 2, 3. You're still missing one. Ash is dead. Okay, so let's get back on Orisa. Yeah, you definitely want to at least start by holding this corner. Just put like as much spam down this choke as possible. Hopefully stop them from even moving this way. I do see something up here. What is that? Junk grenade, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, you want to be putting as much spam down this choke as possible. Let's see if that happens.
Patience.
Yeah, so right now, I will say I don't like what's happening with your comp. You've got a double shield comp, which relies on long-ranged spam damage. That's what double shield wants. Double shield doesn't want to get in their face. Rein wants to get in their face. And yet you're being out-spammed by these guys. With their Junkrat sim. Like Brig could help tremendously. Like, okay, well, I mean, this Brig player could help tremendously if she weren't on Brig. If she were on Zen, that would make such a big difference to try to kill these targets. Or also Lucio, like to reposition, because I think right now they're using their speed boost to. Do they have speed boost or? Well, they do have a Lucio, but where the hell is he? Is he on cart? Yeah, okay, Lucio is on cart. I was about to say, I think they use their speed to overrun you, but no, they don't.
Safety. Go behind the barrier.
Okay, yeah, it is good that you didn't get caught in the graph, but Brig did. I do like that you use your supercharger, supercharger, great ult. You are still waiting for your Ash. God, I love these glitches. What the hell is happening there? Anyway, as I was saying, I do like it because, I mean, honestly, it was either that die or, turn tail and run. Because you're still waiting on the Ash, like, you don't have much other hope. Actually, what's going on? Okay, they've got 2 on cart. So actually, you've got a winnable fight here. All in all, I really do like this supercharger. Very good supercharger. It's very competitive. Keeps them away. Like you get a kill on the Junkrat, and Rein was like literally one. Okay, well, he already got some healing. Okay, it's obvious you guys are really going for the Rein right now, but one thing, and I think this is advice to Sigma specifically, right now Anna is busy pumping him full of heals. You're not gonna kill him unless you block off Anna. So Orisa shield's not great for that. Sigma shield, or heck, Sigma could stand here and what do you call it? Kinetic grasp. Stop Anna from healing, because I mean you're just not gonna kill him as long as that Anna's on him.
To defense.
Like, yeah, he's just getting all the support in the world. And now you've got your backs turned to all of these people. Like, I don't blame. Like, again, I don't blame you necessarily for trying to kill the Rein. Like, yeah, Rein should die because he was out of position. But you should have blocked off his support. Like, I think that's the more important thing. Like, as tank player, I mean, Rein's a lot better at it than Orisa, but if you had a Rein and you just stood here, basically just shield off all 4 of these people, or all 5, 4. Where's their 6th member? Let's see, we've got Anna, Zarya, Lucio, some. Who am I missing? Junkrat. Where's Junkrat? Oh, on his way back from spawn. Okay, we're actually still in spawn. So, okay, so anyway, regardless of that, the point is if you had a Rein and you just basically stood here and blocked off the support, Rein would have you could have actually gotten the kill on the Rein. Instead, literally all of you go for the Rein and just let all of these people save him. Not great. Okay, so I think he shatters here. They do use a couple of ults. Like, I think they're using, okay, well, Beat and Nano. Okay, they're only using 2 ults. But you basically counter with Brig ult and she dies during it. I honestly think, like, the moment Nano Brian got that Nano, he wasn't gonna die. He just wasn't gonna die. You should have gotten out. Your whole team should have gotten out, given him the space. Like all of this happened because he got support. He got bubble. He got healing. He got nano, which I mean that's not something you could block off. I'm pretty sure Anna can nano through shields. Yeah, she can. Um, but yeah, like obviously all of you running in here wasn't a good strategy. Let's carry on. Using Bob. Why? Why are you using Bob? You're down. You're down 2 players. You're down your main tank. You're down your Brig. You're down your BAP. Were you down your BAP when you used Bob? I mean, you're down 2 at least. That's still not a great time to ult. When did you ult? Okay, so you ulted basically the same moment BAP died, so I'm not gonna blame you for that. If you had known BAP was dead, then you definitely should have ulted, but like, even so, this is a very questionable ult. I mean, it might kill the Ana, but it probably won't. I'm just not fond of it. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Ana's staying safe here. Their tanks are still pushing up. Ooh, Rein is one. Is Orisa almost back? Okay, Orisa switches to Rein here, which I much prefer. Yeah, okay, Zarya does get 2. That's really okay. Wait, that's their Zarya. Never mind. Their Zarya gets 2. Their Rein dies, which is actually really big because he's got a long way back. But in any case, right now you guys should be thinking of regrouping, and I believe you do. Yeah, I really don't think you got much value from that, Bob. Hang on, I think I went a little bit too far. I want to watch from about here-ish.
Don't worry, my friends.
Okay, so
I live for this.
one thing I want to say, it's a point I've made a lot. Like, where are you going? Where are you holding? As Rein, you want to use your shield to get your team from one safe place to another safe place. So in this situation, I would have probably gone for this corner where Doom is standing. So for Rein, that means keeping up your shield or shield hopping and just basically getting your team safe and sound here where they can support you. Where you're getting out here, you're nowhere near cover, so your shield does start getting low. But like the point is you've got nowhere to fall back to. The closest point you can fall back to is back here, and that's not a great place to fall back to. Ideally, you'd actually fall back here. So I think if we go back like 3 seconds again, sorry about this. So right here, okay, well, your shield is very quickly taking damage. It was full, so I can't blame you. But in any case, I would have probably come right about here. And let my shield regen, just basically swing, fire strike. Reason being, the card's not close yet. And moreover, reason you want to stand here is so that these guys can't shoot at you. Over here, they can just shred, like everyone in their team can shred your shield right now where you're standing. Like, just standing a few, well, like 1 meter, basically, like, is that 1 meter? I guess it's like 2 meters to the left would have made such a world of difference. Because over here, like, you're just not safe. All of them can see you. That's not good. So yeah, in this situation, like, I definitely would have preferred to see you standing here, so the people who were here couldn't shoot you, but you could also basically contest the Rhine. Not fully contest, like, you would be safe just standing here, but if you stood here, you're just basically acting as a threat. Like, Um, Not quite a scarecrow, but uh, eh, no, scarecrow is not the right term. Just so that he can't come forward. And when the time comes to engage, honestly, I would wait for the payload to be closer so that you could use the payload as cover. Um, like as Rein, you've got your shield, but even so, you never want to just be out in the open. Like standing right here, you are so out in the open. Like the closest cover, there's cover here, but for that you have to like wobble, wobble, wobble over here, or there's cover here, which you didn't go for. You actually went all the way back here, but you did die for it. Uh, this cover isn't great because it does separate you from your team. So in any case, long story short, you want it to be standing here, not here. It's a small difference, but it really makes such a big difference. Like, again, let's just go back 10 seconds. Like, you're where you're standing. How many people can shoot you? Anna can shoot you. Lucia can shoot you. Sim can shoot you. Junkrat can shoot you. If you were standing right here, okay, well, right here, who can shoot you? No one. And that's the beautiful thing. So yeah, that's just, I'm gonna stop focusing on this point, but use corners, use cover. Wonderful. Okay, it looks like Doom is contesting. Questionable. Best case scenario, he's gonna buy 2 seconds. I suppose it's okay. I mean, when did he ult? Okay, I know I shouldn't be reviewing Doom, but when did he ult? Oh, okay, during Riptire. Okay, that's when he ulted to dodge this thing. I'm honestly gonna say it would have been better for him to just die at that point. Like, he gets so little value from this ult. He basically uses it to stall for, let's count how many seconds. 1, 2, 4. He basically uses it to stall for 4 seconds. Definitely not ideal. That's all he gets from that ult. Anyway, back to our Rein.
Don't worry, my friends. I have your shield.
Okay, it does look like he switched off Doom, so maybe that's why he ulted. Or maybe he changed because he ulted and got no value from it. In any case, that's fine. McCree, I do like McCree better here. Well, part of the reason, like, okay, I don't really know Doomfist rollouts. Like, maybe there is an easy way for Doom to get up to this high ground, but if like, I actually don't know. Honestly, I don't know if Doom can get up here or not. But if he can get up here, he can still get value by going for these kinds of dives. But if he can't get up here, like, the best he can do is like poking up here, and like McCree is just better for that. So good switch, good switch. Okay, yeah, holding here is what I would definitely be recommending right now. And you are doing that, so that's good. Although, what were you shielding? Like, you're shielding, but what are you shielding? Like, you never want to just be shielding. You want to be shielding something or someone. Like, yeah, you just weren't shielding anyone. Not a big thing because your shield was full, but not for all of it. Like, if your shield is full, like, sure, why not shield? Because, like, you're not regenning. Wrong button. You're not regenning, so But yeah, over here you shield, you take like 250 shield damage for basically no reason. Not too important, but just say you got basically nothing for that. Yeah, you're a little bit too far forward. You can basically be doing the same thing while standing here, which would not put, which would keep you safe from, well, everyone on cart. In this case, there isn't actually anyone on cart. How the hell is she up here? Flying sim. What's going on? I'm assuming like what? Oh, gravitic flux. Okay. That makes sense. I thought like maybe it was a Junkrat tire or something. Like how else would she get up here? Of course, it's Sigma ult. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So like standing here and swinging, you're exposing yourself to this sight line. Standing here and swinging, which is just such a tiny difference, but I'm pretty sure Rein would still be within your hammer range, like at this time. Let's press F6. Here you go. Ugh. Yeah, you couldn't reach him from there, but also, okay, well, Zarya's back here. I don't know if anyone called out Zarya there, but she is a way better target right now anyway. Like I just wouldn't step past this line myself until you're ready to like push. If you're dedicated to a push, then sure. But if you're dedicated to holding this corner, then just hold this corner. And I'm not sure like if someone called let's go, let's go, let's go. If someone did call let's go, let's go, let's go, like sure. Let's actually see how this plays out. Okay, actually quite wonderfully. Your team managed to capitalize. Okay, well, your Widow managed to capitalize off the Sigma Flux, gets the sim. McCree was way out of position, and your team killed that, and you were pushing their Rein back, so that's actually really nice. So I guess someone did call a push, so my bad. What I was saying was relevant for holding the corner, not pushing. But if someone did call a push, then, you know, great call.
Do I have your attention yet?
Okay, so over here, you basically push these guys back into spawn, which is just kind of very extreme. It's fine because you've got Lucio, which should be able to get you back, but you don't know when these guys are spawning. So right now, for example, like if this McCree is fast enough, okay, well, McCree can't really, this isn't McCree's effective range, but the point is like Lucio is vulnerable right now, McCree is vulnerable right now, they can die to McCree. Like if McCree was a better shot, if their McCree was a better shot, he could have killed your McCree. And what do you get for it? You kill their Rein and their Anna, but like you'd already pushed him back into spawn. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this is just basically rubbing salt into their wounds. Which, I mean, fair enough, but you basically pushed him to spawn. So those kill. The point is that those kills weren't very valuable. You're basically setting them back like 5 seconds, and you're taking a risk doing so. Is the point I'm trying to make. Not the biggest risk. Like McCree actually comes out unscathed, but the spawners could have been more of a threat. They weren't, but they could have been more of a threat, and you just had no way of knowing it. So like, let's say for some bizarre reason McCree switched to Widow, he could have killed your McCree. The point I'm trying to make here is it was a risk. Okay, so I've already watched this. You stay back here and somehow you don't get spotted. If they're coming from this direction, then yeah, they shouldn't see you. But, I mean, it's a miracle. I actually want to watch it from this McCree's perspective, because I am so shocked how they didn't see you. Yeah, that's actually great. um, one thing I will say when playing against better players, uh, if like McCree is looking here or their tanks are almost back, if they're looking here and they don't see Rein, they're gonna ask, "Where's Rein?" That's what better players will do. These players, I mean, they don't find you until it's way. Also, why do you have health missing? Where's your BAP? Why didn't BAP heal you up? You're here for so long. Was BAP dead? Sorry to back up again. I'm just curious why you are missing health in this situation. There's BAP. Yeah, BAP could totally get healing on you from this angle. So yeah, I guess you should have asked your BAP for healing. Like he's actually way back around the corner, but he wasn't. He could have healed you so easily. You've got no reason to have health missing right here. But anyway, the enemy team doesn't see you until
Hammer down!
I love it. Uh, except I don't. Such a big risk. It does pay off. Well, sort of. You still die. You die for it, so it doesn't actually pay off. And I think if we go back like 5 seconds. Oof. So you shatter. At this point, like, okay, well, you didn't shatter there, Ryan, because he's actually such good reflexes. There's still 3 people who aren't shattered, and they are the ones who punish you. What you could have done in this situation, what I would have done if I were in this situation, is try to charge out. It's your best chance of getting out of this alive, and I mean, you want to get out of this alive. So your best chance would be right now, just charge out. Like if you shattered all 6, yeah, sure, that would have been beautiful. Then you wouldn't have to worry. But like 3 of them are still up, so yeah, I don't think you would have gotten far with a charge because of McCree's flashbang. So maybe that's a null point. In any case, I don't like this play. I just don't like this play. It's such a big risk. It could pay off, don't get me wrong. And sometimes you have to take risks, but I don't think this is one of those times. And also, like maybe you would have made it further if you actually had health. Like, it still puzzles me why you weren't healed up for that. Anyway, because you died and because they've still got their Rein, like they can just push because I mean, your team's Rein is dead. They've got Rein Zarya. There's not much these guys can do to stop these guys. So they get so much free push because you died. Love to see it. That's actually so beautiful. Well done, Widow. Um, of course, now they know you're there, so you want to get out. Anyway, sorry, I should focus on the tanks. Okay. Yeah, it was. I mean, that was a fine fire strike. I wanted to see where it landed. Not too important. So right here, you're just kind of standing here, not holding a position, for no reason. I just don't like it. Rather stand here. Like standing here is just objectively better than standing here, unless you're. I mean, yeah, you get slept. Like you wouldn't have gotten slept if you were standing here. Um, like as Reinhardt, you want to be holding corners. Like if you're gonna hold here, like either hold this corner or this corner. Those are the two I would recommend for holding at. This one's a lot worse for a lot of reasons. Uh, it's okay in the sense that you can duck away that the enemy team can't see you and your team can still see you, so that's quite nice. But if the enemy team push up here, then they basically split you from your team, which is really not good. So honestly, like I like this corner. I fucking love this corner. This corner is just so safe. You can just stand here and wait for them to get close. As Ryan, I mean, you want to be close as Ryan. Obviously, that's where Ryan wants to be. Ryan wants to be in their face. So why not just wait for them? Putting yourself out here, like if you've got a shield, you're gonna lose shield. If you're gonna lose health, I mean, maybe that's a strat. Maybe you're trying to build map ult. I mean, that is actually a legit strat. Just taking damage specifically to charge your support ultimates. I mean, you usually want to do it when they're actually close to their ultimates, like 80%. If your support is at 80%, you can totally just take a few hits to charge up their ultimates. But in this specific situation, like I just don't see the benefit of standing here over standing here. Like yeah, your shield's at like 1250. For what? What benefit? For what benefit? Yeah. That's all it comes down to. For what benefit? Get slept. Okay, they are kind of rolling you with ults right now. Grav and Nano. A wonderful combo. There's not much here. You can save here.
No one can hide.
I do like you sort of just staying, well, sort of. McCree's kind of covering the sight line, so you could have been a little bit more aggressive there. But I also want to say I like that you're just staying safe because of the, I guess the card situation. It's so close to the end. Like staying alive right now is very important, so I'll give you that. Okay, so right here, I mean Bastion's in here. Which gives you a bit of an opportunity because he's split off from his team. So if you, as Rein, could basically escort your team past this choke, keep them safe, then you could punish the Bastion for being in there. It's not really a very reliable strategy. Also, McCree's in here. I think he dies for that. I wanted to say he should die for that, but I think he does. Oh, actually, no one spots the McCree in there. Fortunate. Yeah, right now you're just out of resources. You want to get out. You don't have shield, you don't have health. Your best bet is to go hide behind the payload or hide. Essentially just hide. That's what you want to be doing right now. Instead of going aggro like you did.
Get in here!
I like it. Yeah, I will say, why are you letting McCree shoot your shield with Deadeye? You had about enough time to go hide behind the payload. Now your shield's all cracked. Like, let's just back up. I want to watch it from your perspective again. Yeah, right here, your foot should have been get in cover. Hold up your shield until you're in cover. But get in cover. Like even if you drop down here and you hold up your shield to cover these guys, that's still one less bullet going into your shield. Like Deadeye is such a good ultimate for shredding shields. Like if he charges it long enough, a single bullet can actually wreck your shield. Obviously, you're not gonna let him charge that long, but point remains. Shield's not broken. You could have prevented that. have that block on onto the flashbang.
Don't worry, my
And
friend.
they're now the McCree got punished for it. So you were focusing the wall, but your team wasn't. If you're gonna focus the ball, call it out. Tell your team break wall, break wall, break wall. But your team just walked around it, so like you didn't have to break the wall.
Step right
Also, I'm not fond of this Deadeye. Reason being, they're all the way back here. They're not in. So odds are you won't get a kill. You do end up getting a kill. It's on Zarya. But in any case, I just don't like that Deadeye. Like, also, they're so close to the spawn. Like, honest, like, you want to use ults when they're further in. You just don't get much value using it there. Now, I will say it is Deadeye, so, you know, take it. Uh, it's fine to use it when you can. Getting any value from Deadeye is good. So I guess low value play is better than a no value play, if that makes sense. But in any case, I will point out that that was a very low value Deadeye. I would have expected it. Okay, well, you did get Zarya. Like, if there's any target you ever want to kill, it's Zarya. Killing a Zarya is worth more than killing anyone else because she loses her charge. That is, I mean, like in the context of them just walking back from spawn. Like, if you killed anyone back from, if you killed anyone here, like odds are the rest of her team is just gonna wait for them to spawn. So, uh, you know, the fight's already won. Basically, is the point. So if the fight's already won, the best skill you can get is Zarya. But so you're lucky that you got the Zarya, not anyone else. I'm just gonna call it luck. No offense. Yeah. So over here, I like you backing back out to this corner. How's your shielding? Yeah, you can just let it regen. But you could be standing closer. You'd be perfectly safe standing here. And then what you could do is like you swing once, your hammer goes to the left. And then when your hammer's coming from the right, you take a step forward and just cleave it around this corner, basically. Um, Essentially just to tell these guys back off, back off. You don't want them getting around the corner. If they come around the corner, you know, that's a problem for you. But instead you just, I believe, if I remember correctly. Okay, you are holding them at the corner right now. Not exactly as I would have. I would have used my hammer a lot more than my shield. Like, your shield is just kind of getting melted. Let's watch that again. From your perspective, I mean. Now you're letting it regen. Okay, you blocked the fire strike. Absolutely pointless. Like, you want... I think your shield management needs some work. So right here, in this very second, I believe you've got a shatter opportunity. He might block it, but I don't think he will. That's just my instincts. Actually, Zarya would have blocked it, so it's good that he didn't. But I would have still gone for the shatter, honestly. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, you basically let them get round this corner. You were retreating for some reason. And I'm just not sure why. Like, if you just held this corner, if you stood right here, like, Zarya couldn't get past you. And you'd be a threat here. Like, you could actually just swing at her bubble, break it. It doesn't really matter too much. And, you know, McCree could be back here. You can't really stop him from being back here, but you could, I mean, I just don't. I think you could have held this corner. This is the point I'm trying to make. At least for longer than you did. Now, of course, you could have gotten walled off, and maybe that's what you were scared of. It's good that you dodged that wall. Really good. She could have still walled you off, but I would have held this corner, is what I'm saying. I think you could have, as a team. I think your team could have held that corner. Like if you're standing here, basically just stopping Zarya and Rein, then your team would be safe standing here. Um, then if you need to fall back, you can carry your team back. Uh, like with your team standing back here, it's better for you to be back here because you can get split by the Mei wall. But if all of you were holding this corner, I just think that would have been a lot better. Like, what are they gonna do if you hold here? I mean, they can't wall you off if all of your team are right here with you. They can't literally walk through you, the Rein and Zarya. Like, you can swing at them, and then if needs be, you could shield and get healed up. Although I guess it is worth mentioning you've got a BAP, so you don't have the burst healing capabilities of Anna, so they would actually win the war of attrition. Which again, like, I I do think that their comp is just better than yours. Rein Zarya beats Rein Sigma. Anyway. I think your Sigma saved it there. Yeah, that's wonderful. Like, yeah, now it looks like you're trying to hold this corner, and I like this look a lot more. And now you're just again backing out, giving them the space for free. Like they didn't earn this space. You're just giving it to them on a silver platter. Like if you hold them here, you make it so much harder for all of these guys to actually like Anna right now or McCree. Like they can't shoot past this corner because they're here. If they want to stand here, then they need their tanks to be where their tanks are right now. But if we back it up like 5 seconds or whatever. So let's just pretend. Let's just pretend you're holding here, and basically forcing their tanks to just to deal with you right here. So their tanks would be here, you would be here. Kind of try to pose when their tanks are not there. So right about here, if you're standing here, you could keep their tanks right about here, which makes it so much harder for their McCree to get in there. Like, uh, what can he do? He can he can't shoot here. His best bet would be to move behind his tanks, which puts him a lot further back away from the corner, which makes him a lot more vulnerable. In fact, like Bap could even take care of. Okay, well, I guess yeah, I suppose that McCree should win the 1v1 in that situation. In any case, like my point is still you're making it easier for them. Like if you were here holding them here, like their McCree would have to like instead of just walking here, you would have to walk back here to actually see what he's doing. Like yeah, you could walk into his tanks, but like then he can't actually see what he's doing. Same with like the rest of your team. The reason you just gave them this corner, so they are like perfectly safe standing. Like, as their tank pushes up, like, you could just be swinging at Rein right here, or well further back, I suppose. But just keep these guys behind this corner. That's what you would be doing by contesting Rein further up. But your team's back here, so that does rely on your team working with you on that. Unfortunate. I say unfortunate, but at the same time, there really wasn't a shatter target. You just felt like using it. I mean, you were gonna shatter into the ice block 100%. So questionable shatter. Okay, so yeah, Blizzard.
Let them up.
I like what you're doing here, just staying safe. Although I'm not sure why you're shielding. Again, like what are you shielding? Sure, your shield only took 100 damage, but like you never know when you need that extra 100 damage. You could have let your shield regen there. Ooh, sorry for yawning. It's getting pretty late. So what's happening? Yeah, I wanted to say I like that you're staying safe back here, but also you need someone to contest on cart. I would have probably just gone straight for cart. But you had people on cart, so that's good. Sorry, you could have countercharged that. You could have definitely countercharged that. That's just a reaction time thing. Yeah, you should have definitely countercharged there.
Victory.
So you should have switched bull there. It doesn't matter. You're like it wouldn't have made a difference, but in, if anything was gonna make a difference, it would have been bull. Nothing would have made a difference, but yeah, bull would have been good. Like right there in that last second. Anyway, how long has this been? Fucking 57 minutes. Let me know what you guys think, please. I really hope this was useful. Obviously, there's a lot of things you can improve. Shield management being one of them. Like, there's a lot of time where you're just shielding nothing. Like, why? And then positioning, you're like a few times where you're not playing corners. On Orisa, I think your Orisa was decent, all in all. Ugh. So yeah, yeah, do let me know. I'm gonna stop this here. Thank you and goodbye.